Welcome back, everybody, to the Brandon Mason Show. Tell you what, things are getting out of hand, man. I tell you what, watching some of the news yesterday was a little bit, I mean, you want to talk about disheartening. When we talk about the news, we talk about, the political stuff. That shit gets disheartening. But yesterday, people were going in on Shedeur Sanders. People making fun of Shedeur Sanders left and right, man. I was like, I got to tap into this and see what's going on and bring that to today's show in the morning. We're going to be talking about today. Shedeur Sanders, worth the money? Yes or no? Worth the money? Yes or no? Let me tap into something real quick. And right there, I see the money was a little bit cut off. So we're going to go on there. We're going to make it so you can see it a little better here on the screen. What I was thinking in my mind, right, is people in general. What's up? I see people coming in. Let me say hi to you guys first. Nathan, good morning. Pipple Mama, how are you? Good morning to you. Tracy, good morning to you. Love seeing you guys in the morning. Jeff Lee, good morning to you. Pops is in the building this morning early. Love having people come into the chat early. Everyone that's coming in right now, if I didn't say your name, I missed something. I'm sorry. I'm trying to say what's up. I'm typing you guys in here. What's going on, people coming in the chat? We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, people. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders this morning. We're talking about, I love what I saw. I love what I saw from Deion Sanders as a father, right? Getting out there doing the damn thing as a dad. I'm making it a little bigger for you to see there on the screen. I love what I saw from him because people out there were like, well, he's stepping in, doing too much. Let me tell you something. What a great thing it is to have such a good dad who's out there supporting you, being there for you at all your games, teaching you, coaching you and all that. My dad did that. My parents did that for me, and I loved and appreciate that, first of all. And round of applause for that, first off. I'll never forget that. They took the time to do what they need to do for me to get me where I needed to go. Big Mama's in the building. Everybody in the chat, listen, Big Mama has becoming, first off, big part of our show. Look at the emojis next to her name. She's got the emojis lined up. She's got the name on there. She got the verification on there. We appreciate you. People coming to the chat right now. All love and respect to you. And just so you know, what I'm going to do is people that are in here early in the day, if you're not in the Mesa Mob, I'm going to do it right now because I want people that are in here bright and early to jump on our freaking status immediately. And I'm dropping it right now. Giving out a member right now, gifted membership early in the day, like I said I would do. I didn't forget. Dropped it in the chat already. For people that are coming in the beginning, Mike D was gifted a membership. Welcome to the show, Mike D. We appreciate you. Big Mama's in the building. Again, Nathan, Tracy, Fresh Boy. What's going on, Fresh Boy? RB, Pops is in here. Look, we're diving into it today. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, right? People were out there hating on him, boy. I don't know. Look, he played well. The man played well. What's hard is, I'm going to break down some stuff today that I want you guys to understand. All right, real quick. We got Shedeur Sanders, is he worth the money? Then we got Shedeur Sanders, the New York Giants. And then we got the next piece of the pod day before we get out of there is going to be Deion Sanders. Change the game. Like, whether you love him, you hate him, I'm going to break down what Deion Sanders did in, prime time, the coach he is, the father he is, the player he was, NIL, how that's changed drastically. But Shedeur Sanders expected to go third pick to the New York Giants. And the Giants need help. New York Giants need help. Everybody in the chat right now, if you're in the building, type Shedeur Sanders in the chat to let YouTube know what we're actually talking about in the chat right now, everybody. And don't spell Shedeur wrong. A lot of people, you're going to spell it wrong. Trust me when I tell you. Shedeur Sanders we're talking about right there. Drop it in the chat. Put NFL draft in the chat. Put whatever you got to put because we're getting ready to let a lot of people into the live stream this morning. Is he worth it? Now, let me tell you something. This man changed the program. When he was out in Jackson State, balled out. Then he went out to Colorado, balled out. Colorado was not that good of a football team. Colorado transitioned because of, obviously, Deion Sanders, bringing those players out there, Shedeur out there, shout out all these players, Travis Hunter, all these guys. Brendan, good morning to you coming into the live stream. Good morning to you guys all watching right now. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Is he worth the money? If you're just joining us, we're going to go into Shedeur Sanders to the New York Giants. Is that going to happen? Will that even change the Giants ball club? Do the Giants need a hell of a lot more than that? I think they do. And then we're going to move into Another part of the show at the end is going to be Deion Sanders changed the game, what he did, why that's important, why people hate on him. And I think, look, there's a lot of reasons why someone would hate, and there's a lot of reasons why I go, I get it, and then I go, I don't get it. And I'm going to tell you why right now. So Shedeur Sanders, the player that he is, what he's done, right? Has some great players, great talent out there. He's fought through adversity. People want to know him going to the NFL, does he need the NFL? He's got massive NIL deals paying him millions of dollars. Back in the day, people, we didn't grow up with millions of dollars and go to the NFL and be like, we don't need you, we're already rich. Like, this shit wasn't happening. And so the name of the game is going to be, is he going to be worth it? Is he worth the money? Is he a first-round pick? They're saying, is he the first pick in the draft? They said Cam Ward. I'm looking up on the screen. Cam Ward is supposed to be the first pick in the draft, arguably. And then they said Shedeur Sanders, by the way, shout out to tattoo sponsor Inkaholic. Got to say that. Tattoo sponsor Inkaholic. Come to Miami, you get free tattoos if you are a part of the Mason mob. You come in and you do that and you hang out with us and have a good time. People come to the chat right now. Listen, we have a good time in here. I'll tell people to get your panties in a bunch. We can come over some of our topics, sports, entertainment, policy. We do it all here in the building. So don't come in here and get upset because I just tell it like it is. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I love you guys where you are. But I just kind of break it down from my thoughts and what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing. Shedeur Sanders, he did a lot at Colorado. And he was put on blast in a lot of ways. And then on top of that, he showed up and people are saying that he's arrogant now. Here's what I will tell you. A lot of players in the National Football League, a lot of quarterbacks in the National Football League, eventually you have a little bit of arrogance. You got to be a little bit confident, and you can be a little bit overconfident, a little bit, right? It's like, I'm confident. All players are confident. And then it's, hey, how about being overconfident? I see that. But then here's the problem with Shedeur Sanders. Let me tell you what he did wrong, okay? And there's a lot of great things that he did. But I'm going to start with the wrong because he was criticized by a bunch of analysts. And those analysts, I think they don't know what the hell they were talking about. But Shedeur Sanders, he shows up to the combine, does not even perform at the combine. He shows up, okay, and he's got on all these massive necklaces and chains and all this kind of stuff. And look, nothing wrong with that. But you're going for a job interview, even if you're not performing at the combine. By the way, my glasses are all screwed up, man. What's going on, man? They're all fogged up. By the way, I didn't even need my glasses until now, and I put them on every day. I'm like, holy shit, what was I missing? Car lights look different. People look different. My face looks different. I didn't like that part. But, he shows up out there. I'm going to break it down. Russell Wilson showed up to the NFL combine and to his interviews, and he's wearing a suit. And you know what? You look at it different, people. Are you with me in the chat right now? Are you with me in the chat? You hear what I'm saying? Russell Wilson showed up to his interviews in the NFL draft back in the day in a suit because he was coming to work. He was coming to get the damn thing done. And guess what? A lot of people going to the draft, they need the money. A lot of people going to the draft, they need the money. But the difference with Shedeur Sanders and why I think there's a little bit of... Look, I'm going to break this down for you. He doesn't need the money, people. A lot of these players did, and a lot of these players do. And so the question is he a real dog on the field, right? Is he a real dog on the field? Yes, he is. He was taught by Deion Sanders, his whole life, coached by Deion ever since he was like 5 years old, all the way through. He came from money, though, is what I'm saying. Growing up in the gated community versus growing up where you got to get out there and play fumble rumble. You guys hear a fumble rumble? Back in the day, fumble rumble. There was no real lines or anything. You just throw the ball, you run around, and you just keep running until someone tackles you. It was like fumble rumble. You just learn how to be a dog on the field. And Shedeur Sanders grew up more with the silver spoon in the mouth, and he's got a great life, and good for him, right? Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. But the reality is he going to ball it on the field as if he was broke? I'll tell you this, as a quarterback, the mentality is, you got to run the team anyway. You got to be smart. You got to be athletic. Nowadays in the National Football League, you better be two-dimensional. Good morning to you. Roger's in the building. Welcome to the chat. Everybody say what's up to Roger right now, coming into the chat right now. Jesus, Crust is in the building. Said, can't trust rich kids. Can't trust rich kids. Are you saying you can't trust Shedeur Sanders because he's rich? By the way, that name, Jesus Christ, I got to tell you, that's a hell of a name on freaking YouTube, boy, coming in with the handle. People in the live stream right now, can everybody drop in the chat? Everybody put NFL or NFL draft in the chat right now. Everybody drop it in the chat right now. NFL draft. Hurry up right now. a lucky person we're going to give out some money to in the building right now. Say the damn like button right now. Coming into the chat right now. A lot of people are coming in. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Is he worth the freaking money or not? With the silver spoon in your mouth, showing up, walking into the building. He showed up with all these chains on, right? Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Having chains on and all that doesn't make you a bad player. Doesn't make you a bad person. No. People coming to the chat right now. Fresh boy Gerald Ross, how you doing? O'Neal Garrett, how you doing? Everybody, I see your messages coming in right now. We're talking about the NFL. That's why I said put that in there. NFL draft. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. We're talking about Deion Sanders. We're talking about the New York Giants. Will he go there? When you show up and you got a suit on and you're a quarterback, you know what it does? And I'll tell you, I know, because I got to Pittsburgh for the first time. The quarterback was a baller. I got out there. He had this nice-ass crib, and I showed up. I was living in, Sutherland Hall, they call it. My parents dropped me off, and my roommate was like 6'9". They're like, good luck to you, man. You're playing high school. You were balling, number one, running around in school and all that, and you grow up, and you're like top in the state, and Gatorade Player of the Year, Express Times Player of the Year. I was feeling good about myself. And then I got to Pittsburgh the first day. I'll never forget this shit. I didn't know who my roommate was going to be. I show up before you actually go into your real location. I don't know if you guys know this. You're there early in the summer for a bunch of learning the playbooks and shit. You get there. My first roommate was like 6'9". His name was Gerald Robinson. You can look him up, Pittsburgh. Gerald Robinson was 6'9", 350. And my parents were like, oh, good luck to you. Size 17 shoe at the door. You show up. I was wearing size 13 at the time. You're like, you got some big feet, bro, 13. But this guy's wearing size 17. He's offensive lineman. I said, well, shit. I might run for 1,000 yards in this place. So I'm just saying, people come to the chat right now. I'm telling you like it is. And I did well for myself as a kid. I didn't come from a lot of money, but we did okay. My life was good. I had great friends and family around. It was wonderful. I didn't come from Shedeur Sanders' background, living in this gated community with, 20 properties and shit like that. So what I'm saying is, does he need the NFL, right? Does he need the NFL? Because he's already rich as hell. He made money in college football at Colorado, NIL deals, crazy. And you're like, will he be the same dog on the field that a quarterback or another player is going to be that didn't have any freaking money? Will he show up and be able to earn that money when he already has $10, $20 million in his debit account, right? Running around with all these damn chains on. And all I'm saying is, primetime was that way. Primetime was flashy. Primetime earned it. Primetime did do that. But we're going to go into that right now, just so you guys know. We're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders to the New York Giants. If you just watch us right now, we're going to go into Deion Sanders, how we changed the game, how we changed college football, how things went. Shit went a little different. Let's be honest, people. Times are different now. PPP in the building. How you doing? Coming to the chat right now. What is the team that you think Shedeur Sanders could play at? Is the New York Giants going to be a team that you think Shedeur Sanders should go to? Do you think Shedeur Sanders should show up and play in Giants Stadium? By the way, it's New York Giants. They play in New Jersey. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to New York. What's in New Jersey? Just so you know, people that live across out of state that hear New York Giants, they play in New Jersey. The New York Jets, they play in New Jersey, people. And if you don't know that, look on the freaking computer, because all other places you go, the Philadelphia Eagles, they play in Philadelphia. You go everywhere around the world except for Kansas City. There's confusion there. Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. That shit was confusing to me, I'm not going to lie. But rest of the world, for the most part, they play in their respective cities and states. Shedeur Sanders is expected to go to the New York Giants. How the hell, the New York Giants have been ass, call it like it is. New York Giants have been ass for a long freaking time. If you're watching right now on the live stream, everybody hit the like button. I'll tell you why. If we can get right now to 20 likes on the live stream in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person in the chat $50. All you got to do is double tap your damn screen, people. I'm giving out money. If we get to 100 people in the live stream like we do almost every day, we spin the wheel, give out money. 200 people, 2 people spin the wheel. We're giving out money every freaking day. So if you're in the building right now, double tap your damn screen so you can help your fellow friends in here make some damn money. All you got to do, if you're on your mobile device, double tap it. If on your computer, hit the thumbs up button. We're hanging out in the vertical mode right now, hanging out. We do sports entertainment every day. Join us live. First time in the building right now. If it's your first time in the building, put first time in the chat.
Make some noise!
And we're going live. I don't give a damn. We cover everything. So people come in the chat like, hey, you were talking about Trump yesterday. or 2 days ago. Yep, you were talking about this. Yep, because I'm giving you all the shit that you need to know. Because let me tell you something, shit gets a little rowdy in here. Listen, I'm telling you right now, shit gets a little rowdy. In the chat right now, shout out to Fresh Boy. Put an F in the chat. Put a P in the chat right now for PPP. Want to show some love to people coming into the building. And guess what? When it's a major topic, a lot of people roll in here. We do all the games. We do live games in here with thousands of people coming to the chat. Just to let you guys know what's going on. So the topic is this. Ready? Topic at hand. Is he worth the money? But is he going to the New York Giants? What the hell will the New York Giants do with Shedeur Sanders? Right? And look, it's a big location. That's the place to go. By the way,
new subscriber.
Tons of subscribers coming in. I turned that sound off because, like I told you before, it was going off a million times. People were subscribing to the show, which I love and appreciate. But I didn't want it to be doing this.
New subscriber.
The whole freaking show. So if I press that, I see some subscribers coming in. And remember if you're watching our show right now, don't get upset in a bunch. And if I say some shit you don't like, remember, sit back and relax and just
Smoke weed every day.
Some people got to do that to make their day better. Just saying, I'm not going to hate on you. I'm not going to hate on you if you're out there puff passing. I'm not hating on you over there watching the show live in the building right now. Everybody put your states in the chat. Where are you based right now as we get moving into the next piece of the pie? Drop your states in the chat. Where are you based at? What state? If you're based in another country, then put your country. We have people coming here from all over the world. But if you're in the building right now, drop your state in the chat. Drop your city, drop your state. Let people know because people get confused. Hey, where are you guys based at? Well, here, boom, come to the chat right now. People coming to the building, and I'm getting ready to gift out another membership in just one moment. People in the chat, we're gifting another membership because that's what we're doing today. I feel good today. I feel today's giving. I feel like it's Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So here, we're going to gift another membership right now. Everybody put pick me in the chat right now. Put pick me. I'm going to gift another membership who's not in the Mason Mob to you right now. It gives you 1 month, and you get the highest tier. We have 3 tiers in here. Oh, 3 tiers in here. I go again with the poet and didn't know it. For some reason, my words are rhyming. I'm like, should I make a song? I'm trying to figure it out. But here we go right now. I'm dropping in the chat. Put pick me in the chat right now. A lucky person is going to get selected as a membership. It's $1 a month. This membership I'm giving you right now is $5 a month. It is a top tier where you get to call in live to the show all the time. And when that gets started with the live guests on the show, it's going to be out of control. Here it goes right now in the chat. A lucky person has been gifted a membership. I don't know who it's going to be. It's just a random person will get selected. It just goes out to a random person. Trisha was gifted a membership to the Mason Mob. We greatly appreciate that. Trisha, we've seen Trisha in the chat before. We appreciate that. Everybody's back into the live stream. Tech Guy, what's going on? Tech Guy's back in the building. We greatly appreciate you. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders being worth the money. Is he coming to the table? By the way, put a T in the chat, everybody, for Trisha, who just got gifted that membership. Show some love to her. We have to look at it like this, okay? And O'Neal said the Giants need one more solid receiver. Yeah, they do. The Giants have to come to the table this year. Look, they're no Super Bowl team, right, this year. But can we get to the playoffs? How long has it been? How long has it been? Pitbull Mama just gifted a membership.
Make some noise!
By the way, people that are in the Mason Mob, you're able to gift out a membership. Cost you $1. You gift somebody a 1-month membership basically to the show. So you help build the show. Instead of doing a super chat, you do a gift and it gives someone that's in the live stream a chance to be part of our show. And people that are in the Mason Mob, just so you know, if you're in the Mason Mob and you join our show, you are going to make a substantial amount of money as the Mason Mob signs some big deals with some sponsorships that we have coming on board. So our new studio is being built. We have one here downtown Miami and one other one that's being built up north in Pennsylvania. So you're going to see some cool shit happening with the show and some cool guests coming on. I cannot wait for this shit to be finished, and I'm forcing them to hurry up at this point. And we have some new guests coming on here next week you're going to love to see as well. And you guys are going to be able to pop up on the screen when we do the horizontal format. It'll go split screen, and you'll be able to be on the side calling in, talking shit with me. So welcome to the live stream. We just saw Marge was gifted a membership. Drop an M in the chat right now. People for Marge in the building right now coming to the chat. So we're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Does he have the athletic ability? In the chat right now, yes or no? Do you think Shedeur Sanders has the athletic ability to be in the National Football League? I believe a lot of people would say yes to that. Right? I believe a lot of people would say yes to that. Athletic ability, right? He's a passer. He's a runner. He's two-dimensional. And what do you got in the Super Bowl? What do you got in the playoffs? Everybody's two-dimensional. Let's go look at it. Jalen Hurts, two-dimensional. Patrick Mahomes, two-dimensional. Lamar Jackson, two-dimensional. Josh Allen, can't forget Josh Allen, that freaking massive contract, two-dimensional. Look at Washington, right? Jaden Daniels, two-dimensional. That's 5 teams right there. That's 5 top teams last year, right? Am I missing anybody in the top, right? Am I missing anybody in the top? Nowadays, and I'm just saying, I love those pocket passes, Eli Mannings and Peyton, the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Brady's and the, even the Joe Burrows, you can go on, the John Elways of the world. You can go, Joe Montana was a little scrambly. You can look at these players and go, they're good. Well, guess what? Shedeur Sanders, okay? Shedeur Sanders, two-dimensional, all right? I like that about him. Does he need it because he's already rich? When he shows up with all these chains on, all right, and I don't care where you come from. I don't care, what you love. I don't care if you're white, black, Spanish. I don't care what you like off the field. But I'm telling you, when you show up to an organization, okay, when you show up to an organization and you want a job, you're not even competing in the combine, okay? Shedeur Sanders did not compete in the combine. He didn't even want to compete in the combine. Some players don't. Travis Hunter was like, I don't need to do that. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Players like Travis Hunter, it's kind of like, I get why they skipped the combine, to be completely honest with you. But I'm just saying, Shedeur Sanders, if he skips the combine, is he a beast or not? Does he have the ability to skip the combine and go number 1, go into the Giants? Are they going to be successful with that? Does he need the money? He already has millions and millions of dollars in his bank account. And I'm not counting his money. I'm just saying, does he need... Back in the day, man, I watched an interview this morning. Those players needed that money. They showed up. They came, it was business, right? When I went to Pitt, we had to wear a suit to all the, by the way, we had 100 people in the live stream. We're giving out some money this morning. Everybody come to the chat right now. Let me see who's in the building right now. Who else? Roger said, he said, I'm being biased, but was never a fan of Sanders. PPP said Joe Burrow can be sometimes. O'Neal said, I believe he's worth the money. People want to go at him because he don't have the strongest arm and not being very mobile. If I can remember, Peyton and Tom wasn't the strongest or the fastest. And then someone else came in the building. Hold up. Adrian said, Shedeur is a bum. Is that right? Is Shedeur Sanders a bum? Yes or no? Drop it in. Let me know how you guys feel, honestly. Because he goes to New York Giants. The Giants have been shitty. And I can say that because I'm from that area, and I should be a Giants fan, to be honest. I grew up down the street from the Giants. I should be a Giants fan or an Eagles fan or a Jets fan. Eagles balled out this past year. Eagles were flying. Listen, if you're an Eagles fan, put Fly Eagles Fly in the chat. If you're an Eagles fan, right? If you're a Cowboys fan, put Cowboys in the chat. There's some Cowboys fans in here. If you're a Giants fan, put the Giants in the chat. And if you're another team, if you love another team, put your favorite team in the chat right now. I want to see which teams are, because I'm pulling it up on the screen right now. I want to see your favorite teams. And eventually, when you guys say stuff, I'm going to start popping it up on the screen for you. And if you're watching live right now, hit that damn like button, people. Right now, if we can get to 30 likes in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person $200 in the chat. All you got to do is double tap the screen. It's really freaking easy, people. I want you guys to be able to get that money is all I'm saying. In the chat right now, double tap your screen and you can get that damn thing up. All these people watching, if everybody in here just hits the like button, you're going to see some money flying in the chat. That's all I'm saying. We got Cowboys fans. We got Dolphin fans. I see it coming to the chat now, finally. I see Vikings fans. People coming to the chat. And look, at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders is going to play somewhere. And you know what? He's getting hated on. And I get it. You can't show up to the live. You can't show up to the live NFL combine. And the whole time you're there at the combine, you're sitting back with just all these chains on like you already made it. And the confidence is great. Let me rewind for a second. Confidence is wonderful. And I think that there should be a lot of confidence there and well-deserved, and he earned that. But I think when it comes to the NFL from college, it's time to step a notch to the next piece of business. All right, step it up. And if you don't step it up to the next piece of business, guess what? Someone else is going to step it up to the next piece of business. And it's good to look the part. And for those other players to respect you like you need to. There's linebackers out there Okay, there's linebackers out there, and there's defensive players out there, right? And there's offensive running backs that they don't got it like that. And they're showing up, and they're hungry, right? And all I'm saying is I hope that Shedeur Sanders can show up to the National Football League and be a leader that everybody wants him to be, right? Be a leader that everybody wants him to be, so that way you can lead. And then hold on a second. We're going to get to something in a minute about Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders has coached him for all this time, right? And it's like, if Shedeur Sanders goes to the New York Giants first and foremost, that's an addition to the team that they're like, this is our guy. Like, when you draft a quarterback to the National Football League with this kind of hype, is what I'm trying to explain. With this kind of hype, you're selecting your quote-unquote quarterback for the long haul. This isn't a quarterback you're taking that you're dating around like, hey, we're going to date Russell Wilson over at the Steelers for a little bit. We're going to trade him around. Like, I call it a date because it's like, you're dating your quarterback because you don't have a long-term deal. It's like Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. He's dating him a little bit, then move him out. Then we'll figure who our quarterback's going to be. At the end of the day, okay, Shedeur Sanders is coming into the building as a draft pick that they better bring in and keep for a long time. And a lot of people are like, who else do they need to bring in so he can be successful? And he's already super wealthy, has grown up in a very wealthy background. And it's like, that doesn't take away his athletic ability, though. Okay, I'm going to say that first and foremost. Just because he grew up in a rich neighborhood and had his dad, Deion Sanders, it doesn't mean that he doesn't love the game just as much. There's guys out there that have nothing that are going to die for the game. There is another notch in that, I believe, when you're like, I need this to survive. Some of these people have 2 and 3 kids in college. When I was in Pittsburgh, I had players on my team I had a kid on my team that had triplets in college, okay? On my football team had triplets in college. And if you got triplets in college, your ass is going to work a little bit harder, is all I'm saying. You're going to work a little bit harder because you're not making any money in college. So when you get to the NFL, that's your time to put on for your kids, your family, and do the damn thing. And I'm telling you right now, Shedeur Sanders doesn't have to do that. So people are like, well, so I guess I'm trying to say, as a quarterback, he's still going to love the damn game of football, right? By the way, if you're coming into the chat right at the like button, if we get to 100 people in live, we're about to give out some money. So stay right here. We're almost there, people. It's going to keep running up. What happens is, I told you before, it'll show some advertisements. You'll see people come out, and then you'll see people boost back in. So just stay patient because we're getting ready to give out some money. In the chat right now, drop your lucky numbers for me, please. We do this every freaking day. Drop your lucky numbers in the damn chat right now. If you had a jersey right now, what would be on the back of your jersey? What number would you have on your jersey? I'm going to talk about that. What would you have on your jersey? And back to Shedeur Sanders for a second. So he gets drafted, he comes into the Giants. Let's just play this out for a minute. He's in the biggest media cast. New York, Los Angeles. If you play at those locations, New York Jets, you get media like you've never seen it before. If Patrick Mahomes played for the New York Giants or the New York Jets, do you understand? He already has tons of media. But can you imagine if he were to play in New York, right? Patrick Mahomes plays for the New York Giants. It would be even more. How about this? Josh Allen gets a lot of publicity. Can you imagine if Josh Allen played for the Giants? First off, the Giants would do a lot better, number one. Number two, Tom Brady, famous. Played for New England. Great place to play for out there for the Patriots. Phenomenal. Can you imagine the New York market? Like, he went to the Bucs. It's everywhere because he was the best quarterback of all time, right? Most people would say. And then you go, hey, imagine if you played in New York. So Shedeur Sanders is already going to go from a top-tier level. Kenneth, welcome to the live stream, baby. We'd love to have you coming into the building. Welcome to the live stream. People coming to the chat. We're almost to 100 people in the building. As soon as we hit 100 people, we're giving out some money today, so stay right there. Hit the like button and subscribe. Right now, people, I'll give you another chance. Give me another chance right now. If we get to 30 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person in the chat $100. All you got to do is double tap your damn screen, people. I'm trying to give out you some money right now. All you got to do is go on your phone, your mobile device. If you're on your mobile device right now, and double tap your screen if you did not already. All right. Now let me tune in on my damn phone for a minute, and I'm gonna read you a note that Deion Sanders said this, okay? And this was kind of important to read. He said, and I want you to hear this quote. And you can remember this quote, and you can write this quote down, and later you can go back and pause it. You can rewind it, whatever you want to say. And let me tell you where we're at right now. We're at, on our time clock here, we are at what? We're at 10:30, so we're halfway through the show. Listen. This is what Deion said. I'm going to pull his picture up right now so I can say it while I say it. He said, don't allow my confidence to offend you, to offend your insecurity. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. They get mad for the results they didn't get for the work they didn't put in. Right? So this is Deion's filling his children with these kind of pieces of advice for the adversity they're going to face through the media. They don't have adversity anywhere else. They got adversity with the media. They have great lives. They're healthy. They're playing football. They got everything they want. Shedeur Sanders, by the way, Shedeur Sanders, all these other players. They have girlfriends and all kind of shit. They got. I think Deion's a grandparent now, XYZ, a couple kids. But listen to the quote that he gave. Again, I'll read it again. That Deion Sanders gave his kids, and he gave it to the media. Okay? And this is why he did this. Because they were hating on him so much. He said, you know what? Deion Sanders said, and I'm going to read it again. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. They get mad for results they didn't get for the work they didn't put in. And you know what? I like that message for a lot of reasons. You know what? I like that message for a lot of reasons. I pulled it up on my phone and I saved it on my phone. I wanted to say it was my quote, but it wasn't my quote. So I wasn't going to lie about it. Will, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Will, how the hell you doing? Everybody put a W in the chat. Put a W for Will. Put a W for winning, because we're freaking winning out here, right? Drop it in the chat right now. So, and we're almost at 100 people. People in the building right now coming into the chat. We had 100 people. I'm giving out some damn money. Eric Brown's in the building. What's going on, Eric Brown? How the hell are you doing? Is Deion, listen, Deion is a hell of a father, right? Kind of like LeBron, pushing his kid to be the best, right? But do you think, okay, I'm in the live stream right now. Do you think that, Deion's a little bit much? I think he's just looking out for his kid. But stepping up there saying, my kid's not going to play for that organization, not playing for that organization. Is that taking it too far? When your dad gets up there and says, you're not, my kid's not going to play for that organization. My kid's not going to play for that organization. So I'm wondering to myself, do you guys think that he's taking it too far when he's doing that? And Deion Sanders changed the game. And that's where we're at right now in this part of the show. I want to talk about something. Deion Sanders, raised his kids and coached them since they were little, whatever. But then he goes to college, coaches at Jackson State out in Mississippi, and is one hell of a coach. What I personally didn't like was that program built pretty damn massive. He leaves the program and goes to Colorado, right? And you see him here in this picture. It wasn't leaving going to Colorado that was the problem. The problem that I didn't like is that he left the program, went to Colorado, and took a lot of people with him. I'm taking my receiver, and I get the son. I get the son leaving and all that. Taking Travis Hunter, taking linebackers, taking your kids, taking other players. Literally, I think he even took some coaches on. It's like he changed the game in a way where it was like, we can do whatever we want. Like legit, like before it was like you had stipulations, kids couldn't leave. NIL program went crazy, right? It went crazy. Tech guy said too far for me. Richard Mason, Pops in building, said the Manning did the same thing. Eric Brown, all about championships. So who wants to go to a trashy franchise? I can't win the Super Bowl, right? Like you want to go where you're going to win. You're going to go where you're going to win. Real quick in the chat, where would the best place for Shedeur Sanders go? Drop a team in the chat that you think would be the best fit for Shedeur Sanders. In the chat right now, we're almost at 100 people again. We're about to hit that border right now. We're on it. We're on it, people. We're on it. Let's get it so we can spin the wheel. Everybody stay in the building. If you're here right now, smack the freaking like button right now. I'll give you guys another chance to make some money right now. Ready? We're at 26. If we get to 40 likes, there's 80-some people in here. All you got to do, people that didn't do it yet, if we get to 40 likes, in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person in the chat right now $100. All you got to do, if you didn't do it yet, don't do it again because you're going to take your like away. If you did it already, don't worry about it. If you didn't, double tap your damn screen. I'm giving out some money. It's free money. We need 10 likes and we give out some money in the building. Double tap your damn screen. People, show some love and subscribe to the freaking channel. Deion Sanders is one hell of a parent for a lot of other reasons, though. He's fighting adversity, obviously, for his children. And Deion Sanders almost had his damn foot amputated. He's having toes cut off, have you seen pictures? Hold on a second. I might have a picture while we're in the chat right now. Everybody in the chat right now. I'm dropping it one more time. Put your states in the chat one more time, people, because I keep getting these messages. Where's people based at? I'm seeing on Instagram. Drop it in the chat. I'm going to merge these chats. You guys don't see on what I'm looking at on my phone because in different places that we're live. Okay, I think this is Deion Sanders' toe. I don't know if this is right. I hope this isn't. Hold on a second, people. I don't want you guys to think that I'm being crazy here. I'm gonna pull up this foot right here. I hope this isn't someone else's foot, but I'm gonna pull it up in the chat anyway. People watching live right now. I hope you guys don't take it wrong, but I had a couple pictures of Deion Sanders' foot. I hope this isn't a bad representation of his foot, but I'm pulling it up right now. Take a look at this foot, people. Look at that foot. Look at that foot. What do you guys think of that foot right there? Do you know whose foot that is? And people laugh. I don't know how I feel about this foot. And I see some other pictures of a picture of another foot. And I'm like, is that his foot or is that not his foot? But I'll tell you what, prime time's out there on the hobble because I seen him out on the field getting around. And I'm not trying to make a comedy hour, but damn, that foot looks woo. I couldn't even, when I take a look at this foot, okay, I'm going to get off this foot in a second, but you're talking about a guy who had this foot. It says Deion Sanders shares gruesome surgery clips after avoiding foot amputation. So he saved his foot from being cut off, but the thing is, he had to have these surgeries during the season at Colorado trying to get all this stuff done. But look at that foot. I'm just saying. What do you think would cause that? What do you think would cause that foot situation? And look, the minute if I saw something on my foot like that, like not like that, but would cause something like that, you got to get to the damn hospital now because getting that foot amputated would be horrifying. Mark, what's going on? Mark's in the building. Mark Prods, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Everybody coming to the live stream chat. Here, we're trying to give out some money this morning. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders being worth the money. This is the topic of today's show. Worth the money. And then we talked about going to the New York Giants. And I don't know if this is a good situation for the Giants. I'll be completely honest. I think they need, a pocket passer who can run a little bit, a pocket passer, but build that franchise with some big offensive linemen to protect your damn quarterback is all I'm saying, right? Shit's important to do. And I feel that the issue that I have is they're attacking him, saying that, he doesn't want it as bad because he has money, or they're saying he's not going to be a good person in the NFL because he's too cocky or too arrogant. You guys know in the chat, we got some Diddy baby oil. Oh wow. Will said you need to put some baby oil on that foot. You guys want to see that foot again? Hold on a second. Let's get that foot back up there. Deion, this is a online picture of Deion's foot. Deion Sanders' foot was, I seen some feet out there in my life that just were looking sideways. This bad boy is looking sideways. Sitting sideways. You guys know that song? Sitting sideways. I don't know about it. But if you got a foot like that, you got to sit back and
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
yeah. And we don't want to hate on people. Diabetes is a real thing. And I know there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes for people. And I feel bad, I'll be honest, because you don't know what the hell people are going through, right, at certain points of their life. But he fought through this. And the reason why I showed that was because of the kind of father that he was, going through all this, fighting through adversity for his kids, out there, getting out on the field. And someone that was one of the fastest guys in the National Football League, one of the best players. He played, corner. He wanted to play both ways like Travis Hunter. He wanted to do a lot of great things. But the hard part is just now everybody being on his son like crazy. Like, your kid's not this, and he's too arrogant, and he's not gonna be able to do this, and he has too much money from the start, and he doesn't want it as bad, and he's showing up with gold, with these massive chains on, silver, gold, platinum, whatever, at the combine. And I looked at everything, And number one thing I saw was showing up at the combine with big chains on instead of showing up in a suit like I'm here to play football. If he'd have showed up in a suit at the damn game, people would have been like, this man means business. Showing up with the hat backwards, with the chains on, with this kind of image here, I don't think this is the image to show up at the combine. Now, it doesn't take away how great you are. It just, when you have people already questioning your ability, remember, he's going first round. So I don't think he gives a damn anyway. Where he'll go. Obviously, the Giants people talking about. We got a message in the chat. Robert Smith said, do you know how close Deion was to being coach of the year? 1 foot. Do you see? Yo, I'm not going to look. That's all I'm going to do for that. You know what I mean? I don't want to laugh at that one. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, call it like it is. I mean, no, that foot, I'm not going to pull that foot up again. But you guys kind of got the idea of what was going on with that. He went through a lot of situations out there. So I want to get back to a piece of the question that I got. When you take a guy, out of Colorado, who fought a lot of adversity already, right? By just the media. He had a great life, obviously, so far, but being the media hating on him because, he's Deion Sanders' kid, right? And they're always going to be like, Deion's not going to win any games. Deion's not winning any games. When he got to Colorado, there was a lot of people hating on him anyway, right? And God bless, by the way, Pipple Mama said, one of our moderators, love and appreciate her, said, my husband is fighting diabetes for a long time and has lost fingers. And you know what? That's why I said this. We're talking about Deion right now, but yeah, this is reality. And you can lose fingers. Pipple Mama, let us know in the chat right now. I don't know if the foot thing, some people said diabetes, but some people said it was from something else. And obviously, that's why I said I didn't want to turn it into a comedy thing because it's not like a comedy thing. But because we're talking about Deion and we're talking about the kind of person he was and as a father, I wanted to highlight that because I said he's going through all that adversity, and it's like he's on the field still trying to hobble around and do all this, and he's got this little scooter thing, and so you're seeing that shit, right? You're seeing that, and it's kind of at one point it's disheartening. And then at another point, you're like, okay, they're on him so hard about winning games. He took on Colorado, and then when he got to Colorado, he actually pushed to get teams that they're playing against on the map. Like, he didn't go out there trying to go, hey, we're going to go out there and play shitty teams, or we're going to try to get to a championship. No, he went out there and he balled out his best as a coach and got those players ready to play against big-time games to see that he can to be the best. Like, he competed to be the best. He didn't compete to be in a small conference. And that's what I liked about what he did. He didn't go coach at Michigan. He didn't go coach, at a big time program that was already a top 5 school. He didn't go to Ohio State or even like a Penn State or, one of those top teams every year in out that you see in the top. He went to Colorado to do what he was doing to try to win a championship. Now, the problem is, and I hope Candy feels better. I saw a message on there, Brent. Hope Candy feels better. Latoya's in the building.
Make some noise!
We appreciate all the great people coming back in the building. And Roger said turf toe. Turf toe is something that happens all the time. Happens all the time. And I had him up on the screen for a very long time right there. I apologize. I think what I'm looking at right now this year, there's teams out there that really need to win football games. And some of those people on there, and yeah, prayers, Pip Mama, for your husband. We appreciate you and appreciate him so much. So there's teams out there that this year they got to win. Like, it just is what it is, right? Who are those teams out there that are dire need to get to the playoffs and win some games this year? Like, the Dallas Cowboys are one of those teams where they got to do something this year. Right or wrong in the chat. Are the Dallas Cowboys one of those teams this year where they got to do something? Like it's like Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott. You're looking at like CeeDee Lamb, you're out there. Then you got Michael Parsons. You have all these issues going out there. I think the Dallas Cowboys got to do something this year, right? Like it's like put up or shut up. Dak Prescott got another contract. They had Lance, got rid of him. Didn't Cooper Rush just sign a massive deal somewhere else? Didn't Cooper Rush just sign another deal somewhere else with a lot of money? I think he did, right? Where did Cooper Rush? Let me make sure I got this right. I had it yesterday. Cooper Rush. Let's see where he landed a deal. I think he signs with the Ravens, right? Yeah. Cooper Rush signs with the Ravens. Let me see real quick the deal. Signs with the Ravens. Here it is. Yeah. Cooper Rush signs with the freaking Ravens. Now, hold on a second. Why is it not showing here in the damn chat? Yeah, okay, it is. It is. Signs a deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Let me see real quick. Contract. Let me read this damn thing, people in the live stream right now. $12 million. Cooper Rush is the backup quarterback for the Ravens now, behind Lamar Jackson. It says, Rush is signing a 2-year contract worth up to $12.2 million. Got $4.2 million guaranteed to join, okay, the Baltimore Ravens, be behind, star quarterback MVP Lamar Jackson. And what I'm saying is this. Look at these quarterbacks that are behind people. Cooper Rush was with the Cowboys. Barely played. When he played, he did play bad, but he barely played, right? And then you're like, Dak Prescott, if he gets in the building, let me tell you, Dak Prescott's contract, and I'm telling you this because obviously we're talking about Shedeur Sanders, worth the money or not. How much money will he get? Here it is right here. Dak Prescott contract. 4-year, $240 million extension. Do you understand what I'm saying? $240 million. Is Dak Prescott, is he worth that? Drop it in the chat right now. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm comparing Shedeur Sanders when he gets to the league, what they should pay him, what it looks like. Dak Prescott's got $240 million, people, in this contract coming up. Do you think he's worth that kind of money? Yes or no, people in the chat right now. Drop it in there right now into the building. Everybody, yes or no? And then obviously, we got to dive into another person. I'm going to type in right now. I'm going to just see what you guys think. This is a question I just got to know what you guys are thinking about this one here. Here we go. Josh Allen contract. 6 years, $258 million. I'm dropping it in the chat, people. $258 million. Which was more than that, obviously. It was like 300 and some million. There was this whole other situation. But I'm putting on here there's some things that are kind of inflated. There's guaranteed monies and all this kind of stuff on here. 300 and some million. Do you think Josh Allen, like, literally is worth that? And let me put it, it's actually $330 million, but it says a signing bonus of $250 million. Guaranteed $250 million, which was considered part of his guaranteed signing, re-signing, yada, yada, guaranteed money. But it's actually $330 million. All right, let me correct that in the chat so you guys can see here. $330 million. I'm putting that in there so you guys can just see it in the damn chat. $330 million. Is anybody worth that? Is anybody worth that? Some people would say no. Some people would say yes. Peter said, yes, in my eyes, Josh Allen is the second best player in the NFL, and he should be paid as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, look, Josh Allen at the end of the day is big-time player. Every year, Buffalo Bills are a tough team. He's the face of Buffalo. He's getting it done. He's balling, doing the damn thing. Let me pull up this real quick. Peter also said, what else do you think? Oh, so what else do you think Steelers should do this offseason? The Steelers, what should the Steelers do? That was a question in the chat right now. What should the Steelers do in the offseason? Should they get anybody? Russell Wilson, they got rid of, obviously, Justin Fields, who signed with the Jets, which was another awkward signing. Roger said, me having a defensive mind, my thing with Sanders was he always seemed to avoid contact. There we go. Another message there. Peter said, yes, in my eyes, Josh Allen is the best player, or second best player. I read that message. And then we go down here. Robert Smith said, Allen was close to being, It says the best QB in the league, not Dak. Another message there. Roger said Cowboys need big changes, top down. Is that coaches, owners? What do you think about that? Tech guy in the building said, we have homeless vets and we have people making way too much money. Wow. Let me go down here. Big Phoenix said, how about those Broncos? How about those Broncos?
Make some noise!
How about those freaking Broncos? Broncos balled out. Bo Nix, I'm not going to lie. Bo Nix did the damn thing. And the reason why we're talking about quarterbacks right now. Who's worth the money? Who's not worth the money? And Shedeur Sanders is one of those guys where it's like, if he gets to the league, I would like to see guys like Shedeur Sanders go to a winning ball club. The problem with that is a winning ball club, you go as a backup quarterback. If you saw Shedeur Sanders go to a team like the Bills or the Commander. By the way, I hate saying Commanders. To me, it's Washington Redskins, and it's no hate on anything. Washington Redskins has been a name for a long time. I don't think anybody ever even complained about it ever. Right? Coming to the chat. Now, who else saying some stuff on here? Let me read some of your messages in here. Mark Prod said Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels balled out there. How do you guys feel about Jaden Daniels? Like, how did Jaden Daniels play this past year? Jaden Daniels, that's a name that when I said it this past year, it kind of goes under the rug a little bit. And people are like, Jaden Daniels, Washington, did he have one? If he has another baller year, you're like, damn, he's good. But people were like, man, he went to that was an exciting NFC, championship game. And then you had the AFC championship game, when you got the Bills and you got the Bills and you got the Chiefs. And you got the Ravens, like those tough three. Then you go on the other side. You got the Eagles. You got the Commanders. You got the Lions. The Lions, they are this damn close, right? Like the Lions were that close. Just couldn't get it done. You couldn't get it done. But when you look at, and this piece, when you look at Shedeur Sanders going to the Giants, he can't turn the whole damn team around by himself. This isn't college football. You get to the NFL, shit's got to really, you can't just be, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter all day. Like, that's not going to work in the NFL. They're going to change up the freaking defensive coverage, and that shit's going to be shot down. And then you got some problems. So the New York Giants got to do a lot more than bringing in Shedeur Sanders. And I think that, they're another organization where it's like getting rid of people, bringing people in. What's the opportunity there? What other team? The Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are another program. With Tua. How do you guys feel about Tua? In the chat, people. And then BIG Phoenix said Jaden Daniels is a baller. You know what I'm saying? How do you guys feel about Tua? Drop it in the chat, people. Tua. Let me know. I'll pull up his contract. That man got so much money. And he was, look, as a good person, you see a guy on there, he gets hurt, he comes back, he gets hurt, he comes back. And on one hand, you feel for him. On the other hand, Dolphins fans like, come on, bro. You got to roll. And he's not going to roll by himself. If he just leaves, just so you guys know, if he were to just step away from football by himself, he would lose a bunch of money. He would lose a shit ton of money. So he stayed, and it's up to the doctors to say, yo, you can't play anymore, and then he's going to get that money. So if he leaves by himself, he won't get it. Tua Tagovailoa, 4-year, $212 million. Okay? Tua got over $200 million. I mean, think about this for a second, people. I'm dropping it in the chat so you guys can see it on there. Tua got $212 million. Missed a shit ton of games, obviously, because of injury. Head injuries, to be exact. Some problems, right? And then here, Zippity Zappity said, can we bring back the Mannings? Peyton Manning was a sheriff, right? Like, he just got it done. He just got it done. He knew how to get it done. He was one of those guys who's on the field, and you have to be a quarterback in this day and age. You got to be able to dictate, and be a coach on the field, change the play calling on the field, and you got to be in the film room. You got to be in the film room all the freaking time. Like, you just got to be there. And people that are watching this live right now, if you haven't seen what it's like in the film room, those quarterbacks are there early as shit. Those quarterbacks are there way earlier than you can imagine. Like, they're there an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, 3 hours before the rest of the team gets there, and they're in the film room looking at it. They're seeing it. They know the play installs before you get there, and I'll give you the background. people listening right now, especially in college football, and it's similar in the NFL, obviously, too. But you get there, you go into, team meetings, right? You put your lower pads on, whatever. You get the team, you get into the big team meeting. Everyone's in the room talking, good morning. Everyone's like, good morning. Whole crowd's there. And then after that, you break off into offense and defensive like setups. Now you're with your whole thing. And then you go into position rooms, right? And sometimes it can go opposite where you start at position and go up to the top. But when you get into those position rooms and you're talking about a new play you're installing and you're looking at your quarterback like, how the hell do you know this play already? Like whatever. Because he's been there already for hours and he saw this shit before. And so the quarterback has to be so dialed in to that team, so dialed into that playbook, and so dialed into the new play call, we call them installs, the new play installs that's going on. So when you show up as a running back or a receiver, you're like, yo, my guy knows the play already, and your quarterback has to do that and make changes on the field. When you're looking at the defense, you're seeing them do certain things that you see before. Hey, you're like, why did I know this? Because you watch so much film. You see the DB rolling up, okay, boom, check. You see this defensive lineman leaning a certain way every time you saw in the film study. Every time he was turned that way or bent that way, leaning in, he was going to blitz. He was going to run a circle stunt. And if I get into a little detail for you guys on here, you're not following me, and you're not so far in depth of detail of how football goes, just bear with me. I'm just digging in. Some people in here come to the chat that know football. When you got those stunts going on, those quarterbacks know what's going on because you're getting paid millions of dollars to know what's going on. So when you see ball clubs and quarterbacks throwing bad passes or receivers running the wrong routes, that's a lack of, more than likely, film and understanding the playbook. That's what you're looking at on the field. So it's not always the quarterback's fault or always, it's a combination. So Shedeur Sanders getting in there is going to have the mindset like his father has of being out there, being a dog, being a player, getting it done. I just don't know if the New York Giants is the best fit for him to get to the National Football League. That's all I'm saying. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. When you take a look at Deion Sanders and what he's done to the game of football, especially in college football, more than anything, guys like Nick Saban, left the game because they just couldn't keep up with the NIL situation, right? And I got some pictures on here as I can pull up of actually, I believe, of Nick Saban. But, Nick Saban was that quarterback that coach, where he was connected to his quarterbacks, connected to, people there. But he left the game because he couldn't keep up with what Deion Sanders was doing. And some people might say it's a bad thing. Some people might say it's a good thing. But coaches like, Nick Saban were like, I woke up and my players were gone. They jumped into NIL and they left to go to another team, and other colleges are paying more, and I'm losing my players. And he didn't really know what to do, to be completely honest. And he was like, I like to build my players from when they show up as young men and turn them into, guys that are going to appreciate people, guys that are going to grow upon the organization and show up and do things. And I think that he lost respect for how the NCAA was actually working. Deion Sanders looks at it completely different. Every year is a new year. I'm getting everybody I can get, and I'm moving players out. And he said something that kind of resonated a little bit. And I'm not someone who says if you have a black parent or a white parent, or if you got two black parents or biracial parents, I'm not the kind of guy that gets on there and tells you, that's what I hate about when we talk about Democrats, Republicans. I hate when someone's like, well, this is the first black this, first white this, and that. Maybe the president, you could say first black or first girl. I'll give you that. But we don't need to know this is the first black person to ever be a coach in the NCAA when there was only, an away game. All these stupid stats, and you guys hear them. You guys hear these dumb stats people put out there sometimes. But what I'm saying before we end this segment is Deion said this, and it resonated with me a little bit. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know. Deion Sanders said he wants his quarterback to have two loving parents to nourish them. But he wants his other players to be those people from those single parent backgrounds where it's tough and it's dog eat dog and getting out there and whatever. And I don't, how do you guys, does that resonate with you at all? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I get what he's saying. and I'll say it again, he said he wants his quarterbacks to come from backgrounds where they have two loving parents. But when it comes to his other players on the field, he wants them to come from those broken families where they have to go through the struggles and the tribulation, and get out there and create stuff, because he goes, I want them to come in, they like looking like literally smelling blood kind of situation, getting in the building and getting it done. And you know what? It resonated with me a little bit how he said it. And, a lot of people, maybe it wouldn't. But I understand what he was saying with that. His son comes from two parents and they have money and all that. So I think he was trying to put it in perspective. But long story short, Shedeur Sanders is expecting to go third pick to the New York Giants. The first pick is supposed to be Cam Ward, first pick in the draft. And then I think Travis Hunter is going supposedly fourth or fifth. People in the chat right now. I'm going to end the poll right now so you guys can see. The question for today was on there is Shedeur Sanders worth the money? 54% of people said no. And a lot of people said yes, but most people said no. They said, no, he's not. Guys in the chat today, I appreciate you. All love in the building.
Make some noise!
We thought in some conversation today that we had to talk about some interesting things that are going to start happening. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Make sure you guys are here early. We got a lot going on, and some of these new guests are going to be coming into the building. You guys are going to love it. We're organizing it. We're going to get it right. We're going to make this show until the summer this year, until the end of this year, the best damn show to watch on YouTube for sports entertainment. We cover everything. It's not just football. It's all the things happen. We cover the political news. We cover everything right here. If something happens stupid at night or something crazy or wild, I bring it to you right here. I don't bullshit around the clock. I want you guys to be part of what we do. Fresh Boy, I appreciate you joining our show today. Everyone that's in here for the first time, I appreciate you as well. I see people in here: Tracy, Pitbull Mama, Jeff Lee, Tech, Brenda, Nathan, Jeff Lee, Pops in the building, Roger, Will I Am, how you feeling? BIG, Phoenix, Zippity, I'm saying all your names, I'm coming in. Kenneth, I appreciate you so much coming into the chat, hanging out with me in the morning. Mark, I appreciate you joining us in the morning. You guys make this great. You guys make this wonderful. And we'll be here live tomorrow. And listen, don't forget, I do play Madden at nighttime at 9 o'clock. I go on there. I was winning a lot, got my ass beat a couple times as well. Shit happens, so I'm saying. But remember, check out the YouTube shorts on here. Check out the YouTube shorts, because we are posting some shit on there, some comedy in there as well. Brings a lot of views. We've had over 800,000 views on this platform in the last 3 weeks. And we're blessed to see that. And that's going to continue growing with the live guests come on, with the horizontal format, sitting here in the booth. You guys are going to love it. Last thing I'll leave you with before you go. Add me on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, jump on there, please. Pip Mama just put it on there. I appreciate that. Latoya, we appreciate you. In the chat right now, everybody, if you have Instagram, add me on Instagram, Brandon Mason Show. In my profile, it says Mason Mob. You can add that. That's a free conversation. It's a chat conversation we're having all day on Instagram. Join that. Become part of our daily conversation, and we communicate back and forth on there. Go ahead and do that, because if you add that on there, you're going to see there's almost 100 people already in that, joining that, which is awesome. We're building a little community on Instagram as well, just in case you don't want to join the show here. So love and appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with some more information and some updated news for you right here on the platform. All love to you guys. See you guys soon.